Hi everyone, my name is Ninja Guy 446 and you're listening to the CaliburCast, a podcast dedicated to the discussion, dissection, and downplaying of all things Calibur. Today, I'm joined by two of Soul Calibur 6's top players, Linkorz and Saiyne.
Hello, it's me, I'm Linkorz. I am the
Hey
one
guys.
that is Linkorz.
Thank you guys. Thank you for joining me here today. It's always a pleasure to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here, my man.
Thank you for having us on.
Of course. So, one thing that I think a lot of people who are in the Calibur community, I guess, who don't really go to tournaments, don't know, I guess, are people's more so origin stories. So, I guess, what are your guys' origin story?
You can go first.
Started off. Me?
Oh,
okay.
no, you can go first.
Okay, so let's get this started. I started with Soul Calibur 4. I found Soul Calibur. I always liked Soul Calibur, but I found Soul Calibur in Blockbuster, and it was $7. And I basically said, Ma, you have to get this for me. And I was like, I had to be at least 11 or 10. So I got Soul Calibur 4, grinded Soul Calibur, ran into Saiyne, and then Saiyne introduced me to Woes, and then I was like the online scrub that was really good. And Seth told me to compete Sims 4. Never competed up until 5. And I kind of formed this weird rivalry with Seppukai, where I wanted to beat him, and I never even competed. So Seppukai actually was one of the main catalysts that made me want to compete because I wanted to beat him. So I went 1 and 2 in my first tournament, came back, got third. I won a brawl, and I've been competing ever since. I've been grinding. I've been playing Ivy, punishment time, period.
What about you, Link? What's the lore?
I don't know. I played Soul Calibur 2 as a kid on GameCube, and you can guess who I played. It was Link. Yeah, I played that game with my dad a lot. And then I played 3 as well, and I liked it. And then I lost interest and didn't play 4. But then 5 came out, and it had Assassin's Creed guy in it. It had Ezio, and I was a big Assassin's Creed fan at the time. So I got that, and I played on Xbox for a few years, and eventually switched from Ezio to Siegfried. And as I got better, I got more interested in watching tournaments and stuff. So I got, I found out that most of the tournaments were in Philadelphia, which wasn't too far from me because I lived in New York. So my first tournament was NEC 16, which was in December of 2015. So
That's pretty cool.
There we go.
Yeah, I know no one cares, but I'm also going to give my origin story. I started playing in Soul Calibur 2 when the kids in my neighborhood had it, and we'd always play that. And then eventually I got Soul Calibur 3 on the PS3, and then 4 where I was a casual and just kind of played Amy online. And then when Soul Calibur 5 came out, I saw that Kayane was going to be at one of the bar battles. This is after I was like a lurker on 8-Way Run, and I was like, oh my god, like I want to meet Kayane. Did not end up going to that, but I did go to my first summer jam for Soul Calibur 5 in 2012. I believe it was Summer Jam 6. I was a viola player who everyone thought was Sonic Fox. Eventually got that, luckily. But yeah, I've been going to Big E tournaments ever since then.
Yeah.
So, speaking of tournaments, I wanted to talk about LCQ a bit and the World Tour and what your guys' experiences with that was. I guess, Saiyne, how was LCQ for you?
Oh my god. So LCQ, I had a lot riding on this tournament because I usually care about tournaments to a high degree, but I cared about this tournament the most out of any tournament I ever went to because I felt like this tournament was on a seesaw, right? I put LCQ on a seesaw on the right end, and then I put my whole tournament experiences and my performances on the other end. And LCQ was like a whole ton, and all my tournament experiences were like 10 pounds, and that's how I looked at LCQ going into it. So, and ultimately I performed extremely well. However, I didn't get the first place spot, and I was super sad about that. But I realized that looking back on my replays, I played out of my mind, and I have to be proud of myself, even if I don't get the ultimate goal. That whole week was really stressful for me, and so many bad things were happening that week, and I still performed to my best of my ability. And I am proud of myself. Weirdly saying that, I'm usually complaining about second place, but I'm happy.
Yeah, I think everyone can agree that you put on an amazing show. What was your favorite part of the tournament?
Oh, my favorite part of the tournament has to be Hilda announcement. Because for the reason is that Hilda is pretty much like Ivy, but Hilda is a queen. Ivy's just like on the sidelines. Hilda can ring you out. Ivy can ring you out. And I want Hilda so I can ring out Nathan even more, because Nathan deserves to get rung out, because Dark Legacy hurts my feelings. And that's that on that.
I can't wait to 1A Sick Foods Dark Legacy with Hilda.
What about you?
Nathan.
How was LCQ?
Oh, me? Okay. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It was cool. I got to meet Okubo again. This time I talked to him. It was cool. I mean, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. It was fun hanging out in Vegas again. Say again.
How do you feel about the Hilda announcement?
Who is this for? Who wanted Hilda?
I wanted Hilda.
No, you didn't.
Everyone.
You didn't want Hilda. You just think you wanted Hilda. You didn't want Hilda. You wanted Algol.
No.
Disagree.
That's what you wanted.
Big disagree.
Algol is stupid. He could punish 2 A's and 2 K's with like 150 damage. 2-bar combos.
Yes,
Why?
it was great.
No.
Bring it back.
We should bring Viola back if we're bringing back Algol.
Yeah, no one wants Viola back. But yeah. I don't like Hilda, and that's my thoughts on it. I wanted Setsuka.
She'll be back though.
Yeah, I'm sure Setsuka will be back, but I also really wanted Algol as Y, and I feel like if Hilda's in there, that's probably not happening, because they'll probably do like Lizard Man or Youngsung or something instead.
Right.
Gro took that spot. Zwei looks like Gro, and Gro looks like Zwei.
No, Gro doesn't have the wolf.
There's always season 3.
True.
Little known fact, I actually am the current reigning Hilda champion of Soul Calibur 5, so I look forward to retaining that title once Hilda comes out.
At the tournament that neither Hawkeye nor Tommy Chang were
at. Anyways, I think another good thing to talk about on Twitter, something that's been very big is that Aswell is an OP. You should just learn the matchup. Do we have any thoughts on that?
I don't think anyone actually thinks that. I think it was just like 1 or 2 people.
Which are people?
I think the character is like really obviously. I think everyone agrees that he's way too strong, and I'm pretty sure he'll get nerfed in season 2. So I guess I'm not really that worried about it anymore.
I hate that character. That character makes me not like Soul Calibur for brief moments, even though I love the game so much and I understand their vision, but that character feels like a mistake. I would rather have Algol back from SC4, and I know I sound crazy.
I don't know about that.
I sound crazy. At least he got banned, but
that's true.
I'd rather fight Viola.
Same.
Same. I wouldn't rather fight APAT though.
No, God, no.
This anti to APAT.
APAT was tough.
This actual
what is the anti to APAT? What is the anti to APAT?
Be better.
You would breathe.
No, you have 2 moves. You have 2 moves against APAT.
Listen, just be better.
His 2K was like plus 10 on block.
That sounds not true. I don't think that's real. That sounds suspicious.
Well, hopefully when Saiyne comes back, she retains her title. But another thing I wanted to talk about for season 2 hopes. What do you want to be changed for season 2?
What about you, Saiyne?
I don't like that pretty much a lot of the cast has really strong ring outs. I think that's only baloney. It doesn't make sense. Like, one example is Yoshimitsu. I know people might disagree, but I think that Yoshimitsu having like reverse ring outs is not broken. He can have it, but it just doesn't make sense when I see it. And then
I agree.
Talon has ring outs. She has Wind, so maybe she can like carry people with Wind outside the stage, so that makes sense. But and then it feels like every single character has ring outs. Grow has a couple ring outs that are cute. Ivy has ring outs too, but she has a chain sword that extends.
Okay, you're gonna sit here defending Ivy's ring outs to me?
Hell yeah, exactly. Ivy deserves it.
No.
Give
No,
Amy more
she
ring
doesn't.
outs. Amy deserves
Okay.
it.
So I think that I agree. I hate the way ring outs are designed in this game. Especially like with Yoshimitsu, who was mentioned earlier. That character really annoys me because I feel like Yoshi is bad at a lot of normal things that Soul Calibur characters should be good at, like poking and neutral and stuff. But like the design of the character is, it's okay. He's garbage at all these like fundamental things, but he can ring you out from the middle of the stage, so he's good. Like that design offends me. I really, really don't like that, and I think that that's a global problem in this game, that there's way too many ring outs.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I agree.
Unless you were done.
What?
About what you want in season.
I want a difference in stages. I feel like we have a lot of stages, but it feels like a lot of the same
It's a
thing.
lot of the same.
We need new stages, yeah.
I feel like
There's not enough stages in this game.
Yeah.
Like I remember there was this one time here. I just want to say this. There was this one time at a tournament that a tournament that was invitational. It doesn't matter which one. I was fighting this Ivy player, right? And
Was it Saiyan?
it doesn't matter. We're not going to name names. And, you know, there were thousands of dollars on the line, of course, right? No big deal. And this guy rings me out like 2 times. So I'm like, all right, it doesn't matter. I'll change the stage because we're on the waterfall stage, right? And then I just get the same stage, and then I get rung out again, and I lose. And yeah,
fair.
Yeah, I definitely would like to
there
see.
needs to be more stages. So that doesn't happen.
I definitely like to see a lot more walled stages.
I just want more stages, like more variety. I would really like to see the stage transitions come back, like from Soul Calibur 5. Those were really cool.
That was nice.
I missed that. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, the ring outs really need to be toned down because the size of the stages is fine, but the ring out carry is just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys know about Cassandra's ring out carry? She has half screen ring out.
Yeah, I know.
It's so silly. She's a ring out character too. I imagine Hilda. That scares me.
Like, if Haswell lift punishes you, he carries you like half the screen away.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
But we still love Soul Calibur, but there's
course.
things that just don't make sense.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't be
stuck-
here if we didn't love Soul Calibur.
We stuck with Soul Calibur throughout Soul Calibur 5, so I think our love has been proven.
For humanity.
Hope. Oh, humanity.
So in addition to Season 2 hopes, one thing I wanted to ask is, do you think Nightmare deserves an I-12?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Like when I play Geralt against Nightmare, like the one good move that I have is 4B because everything else loses to armor. And it's -12, so I can actually use it. So if he could punish that, I'd be like, oh, well, cool, I actually can't do anything anymore. Like, the matchup is, like, it goes from, like, annoying to sucks if Nightmare has an I-12. So, no thank you.
He has a lot of good, strong tools already. Like, his armor's really good.
Yeah, Nightmare, I think Nightmare is one of the stronger characters in the cast.
His ring outs.
Yeah, his ring outs are crazy, and he rings you out with a 16-frame mid. From, like, half the screen. And, like, if he hits you with counter hit Grimstride A, it's, like more, like, he will carry you from one side of the stage to the other.
Facts.
It's ridiculous.
So third, no I-12.
No I-12 for Nightmare.
Yeah, no I-12.
Negativo.
What do you guys think of Siegfried, and do you guys think he should be toned down for Season 2?
Absolutely.
I think Siegfried is too strong because of Dark Legacy. That shit scares me. Excuse me.
Well, what I think about Siegfried is like, so I think Siegfried is insane. I do think he's the second best character in the game, but I do think there is a difference between Siegfried and Aswell. I think Aswell is quite a bit stronger than Siegfried. I think Siegfried is like on the same par as like the other top 5 characters. But I generally think that those characters in general need to be toned down, including Siegfried.
I agree. I don't think Aswell is. I don't think Siegfried is as good as Aswell. I definitely agree with that.
What would you change about Siegfried?
Well, maybe too many things to mention here, but off the top of my head, obviously he doesn't need a chief hold, sidestep, and vulnerability. That's just blatantly broken. I think that's obvious. The bubble also does like way too much chip and guard damage. Like it does 23% guard damage. That's insane. Why does he need this much guard damage?
He doesn't need it.
Yeah, like, and then it does like a bunch of chip damage. So like it's not like you can. The way I see it, right, is I will. So you're only supposed to get 1 Dark Legacy per round, right? But the way I see it, when I have you block the Dark Legacy explosion, I am investing that Dark Legacy into the next round. So it is becoming useful throughout rounds because of the insane guard damage that it piles up. Like.
And there's times where I'm playing Nathan and I know he's going to Dark Legacy bubble. I'm like waiting for it, but it's so quick and so viable where I can't even get a low out in time or even have the range to get a low out in time.
Yeah, there's a lot of force block situations for it.
Yeah.
It's
and
really
backstepping it is really hard. You have to backstep it before even thinking about
it. It should also have a range reduction too. Yeah.
I agree.
What else could I change about Siegfried? I don't know. I mean, I really don't like Dark Legacy in general. I think it's just a stupid idea, like that he gets rewarded for losing.
I wish that they were in season 2. I hope that they tone down Dark Legacy and then buff his soul charge because I feel like his soul charge.
I disagree.
Cool too. What does he have in soul charge that's scary?
A lot of stuff. B6 is really crazy in soul charge because you can't even get a consistent punish on it.
No.
And it will like it's a 14. So basically, it becomes a 14 frame counter hit knockdown mid that has a mix up to punish it, and that's very strong and it does a lot of damage on counter hit. And it also is a very good punishment tool. He has a lot of good force block setups with base hold K, which does a good amount of guard damage and is plus. It makes A slide. Yeah, it makes A slide B a lot stronger because of it. It does add so much more damage. He gets more damage off 3B and Rising B and stuff. Yeah, I think his soul charge is really strong. I mean, I'm not going to tell you it's one of the best, but I think it's very, very useful.
Right. Saiyne, what changes do you want to see for Ivy in season 2?
I think that Ivy is extremely strong. I put her as number 3. Like, I think she's stronger than Mina, which people disagree. But I think her neutral punishment is really bad because there are times where I'm trying to punish something. Because she has, okay, listen, hear me out. She has 3B. 3B sucks. 3B is a good win. If I can't whip punish from stand, I can't whip punish with Ivy from stand. The only thing that I can use is B hold, but I don't use B hold. I can use 2-2A, but that has to be off of
What about 2-2B hold? That does like 80 something damage with the right combo.
2-2B hold?
Yeah.
That involves me stepping.
I guess I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But you can buffer an 8-way run beforehand.
That is true.
I see what you mean. It's obvious. It's always going to be slower. I don't know. I think that design is intentional.
It feels intentional. Ivy's always been like this, where she has to, in order to prevail and with punishment up close, she has to use movement. She's very strong in movement. So my season 2 hopes is that I just hope that 6BB had a hitbox of Soul Calibur 5 6B. That's my only hope.
Oh god.
That would be busted because I remember using 6B and SE5 and literally obliterating people's neutral.
Yeah.
Or Jumpy. I miss Jumpy.
No. We are
cutest
not bringing back
thing in the
Jumpy. We
world.
are not bringing back Jumpy. We are not bringing back Jumpy. We are not bringing back that move.
I can't count the number of times that I have died to Jumpy.
I actually hate that fucking move so much.
That move is so good.
I
It made
can't
me better.
articulate how much I hate that move.
Guys, jump B, bring it back, please. That's all I can say on that. Her jump B now is kind of whack. It's just like a big read move.
It's there's
It does
Just
a lot
bring
of
back
so much
Sugar
damage
Neutral.
though.
What? It does do a lot of damage.
Yeah, and it reverse strings out. It's fine. Her current jump is fine.
Jump B before though. But
Don't
yeah.
bring back old jump B, please.
Lastly, my last thoughts on Ivy is that I think she's really strong, but her neutral is kind of weak, and I feel like I have to overcompensate with moves like 3K and buffers, crazy buffers.
Is that a problem though?
It's not a problem. I just wish she had a better 6B.
Would you trade other tools for that?
I would trade her 2-2B is really good. I would trade her force crouch
3K.
3K for a better tool and standing.
But that one sucks.
It does suck.
I know. Listen, I'm trying to win here.
I noticed.
No.
I've noticed that.
Make Ivy Asbo, okay?
Um,
Flip the table. But that's it. I don't have anything else to say.
Here, while we're on the topic of Ivy, I'd just like to say that I think that character is one of the most overrated in the game. She's very strong. She's very strong. Like top 10, but top 5, and I think that's definitely wrong.
Interesting.
I feel like you notice the holes differently than other people, though. Like, you have an anti for run-up CS, a really strong anti. I don't know if it's a Siegfried thing, but other Siegfrieds don't do it like you do. Like, you A slide B in places where it's out Ivy players from running.
Yeah, no, Siegfried definitely like annihilates Ivy. I'm certain of that. But I don't know. Her like she's good for sure, but she's not very good up close. And I think there's like solid ways around her zoning that make her have to think more and give her some hard matchups like Siegfried.
Siegfried is
Yeah.
for Ivy. I can attest. I've been trying.
Yeah.
He's a hard matchup for a lot of people. How do you guys feel about?
Yeah, that's
You
sad.
could try.
How do you guys?
How do we feel?
Yeah, how do you guys feel about Sung Mina?
She offends me a lot. I don't know. I think the character is. So you go.
I'm insane. I don't think she's.
Oh,
I
I
understand
forgot you
the
had
lot-
this toxic opinion.
Anyways, moving on. Yeah, I think Sungmin is also too strong. And I don't. Again, she has the ring out problem we were talking about earlier.
Right.
Like her ring out carry is really, really crazy and doesn't make any sense. And she can do it off stuff that's safe, and like she can mix you up close, like with full crouch mix up,
For some reason.
which doesn't make sense. Like
It does not
why?
make sense.
Yeah.
The zoner has a hell suite.
I wish my Mina was as good as my.
What'd you say?
I wish my Mina was as good as my Ivy, so I can terrorize people.
Well, but why don't you think Mina? Why do you think Mina's overrated?
I think Mina's overrated based on what I see. I know it sounds really, really silly because she has really strong tools, but what I consider a character strong is that not only that they have strong tools, but it's able to be executed in tournament. You see it happening. The character actually ends up winning tournaments and or just like obliterating the competition every single time. And I know that's silly, but that's how I've considered my tiers throughout time. It's like the character is really strong according to what you see, but also because I see Mina as being really strong. She's busted. I don't see her dominating ever, which I know sounds really idiotic, but that's how I feel about it. She's not dominating the competitive.
To be fair, Viola wasn't winning every single Soul Calibur 5 tournament, but that could have also been because I suck.
Well, it's also because LP didn't. LP and Kinetic
wasn't
Clash didn't
competing
really.
either, right?
Yeah, LP and Kinetic Clash didn't come out that much, and Kinetic Clash was playing Ivy because he's dumb. I mean, what about like Zoslamel? Do you think Zoslamel is like one of the best characters?
I think he's top 5.
But I mean, it's not like he wins tournaments either.
There's a hole in my That's
Yeah.
so. How do I change my opinion on Mina?
By I don't know. I don't know by changing it.
I just think okay, her ring ups are dumb. They need to be nerfed, but I don't think she doesn't scare me with Ivy. The only time I've been scared was when RTD beat the living breaks off for me at the final round. That's when Mina was scary for me.
Mm.
So maybe if I see more of that, my opinion will change. But until then, Mina is like she's A tier for me. I put her at B in my tier list, but she's like BA.
Let's leave her in A.
But I think that Mina is really, really strong.
What do you guys think of Mitsurugi, who just won the World Invitational?
Oh, he's good. That's my thoughts on Mitsu.
Give him a mid A. I think that skill makes the character look a lot better than he actually is.
I don't really like the idea of I-12 CEs, but I think Mitsurugi is probably my favorite character in terms of moveless design in this game. He's very strong, but he's not like too strong. And I think he is like a skillful character until he soul charges.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Mitsu. I think he's strong, but not too strong. Yeah.
If people aren't going to be carried by Mitsu, I feel like Mitsu players actually have to have strong neutral.
No, I don't think anyone would ever be carried by Mitsu.
Yeah.
Speaking of I-12 CEs, what do you guys think about Amy?
I think Amy's one of the best characters in the game.
What?
Yeah, I think she's top 5.
What?
I think she's so versatile. Like, there are things that on paper would seem like they might give Amy a hard time, but just because of like again, she's just so versatile. There's so many things that she can do with her toolkit. That's like for example against Nightmare, like you might think that because of the armor and how like little damage her individual hits do, it would be a rough matchup for her. But she has like once she gets Red Rose, she really deletes armor because she has 4AA and 4B, which both beat armor. And yeah, I think she's incredibly versatile. Once she gets purple, she's absolutely insane. 4AA is one of the best lows in the game, like obviously, like objectively. And yeah, I think she's very strong.
What about range?
Her neutral is good too. Like I said, she can zone, like maybe not zone, but she can space. She can play neutral with 4AA. Like that move is crazy. 2-2B, I didn't even mention 2-2B. That's a safe launcher. That
move is really hard to whiff punish.
Yes, it's so hard to whiff punish too. And it, if she has roses, it does damage, and if she doesn't have roses, it gets her roses and still does solid damage. Yeah, I think Amy is very, very strong.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do for her in season 2 and how they make.
Not to mention her. Yeah, her CE whiff punishes. Amy players don't use it as much, but I think those are strong tools whether her roses are stacked or not.
Right.
But that's about it. I don't have much opinions on Amy.
I think one thing I would like to see for her in season 2 that I think would be fair is for them to fix her lethal hits.
What's wrong with them?
4-6K.
6K?
4-6K. It whiffs a lot.
Oh, 4-6K? I mean, I guess, yeah.
I just want to.
I don't really think it's that big of a deal.
I just want to get 1B lethal hit to meme on people, but
I guess. I think that's.
I haven't seen that, by the way, done in match ever.
It just takes so long to get. Sometimes it's like.
What is the case for that?
You have to get 4 lethal hits.
And A+B doesn't count, if I remember.
It does.
Oh, it does? Oh, I didn't know that.
So you can do it like GI, but it's just easier with White Rose, which people use.
Wait, I forget. Does it have to be the different lethal hits?
It can be any lethal hit, any 4 lethal hits.
So, like, if you get A+B lethal hit 4 times in a row...
You get it, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Also, you can get it off of reversal edge lethal hits. So if you want to run like a white rose reversal edge round,
And then
one
she
with
gets another
open-
lethal hit off that.
Right. Yeah. So
And
theoretically,
if she's in white roads, then she gets round 1 lethal hits. God, Amy's good.
Yeah, she's good. Can't wait to see them buff her. So next, I think it would be cool. Oh, one other character. What do you guys think of Tira? Since she's literally at the bottom of everyone's tier list.
I think she has strong damage. In some cases, like with her lethal hits, and her coda. That's a cute thing. I think it's pretty damaging, but I think Tira's problem lies not so much in. I personally don't like Tira's gloomy side. I think it's really strong, but I feel like Tira's jolly side, her 6B series, is really nice because some players really do fall to Tira's 6B series, and like there was one case where I was Tira LBC. Granted, Nathan destroyed my Tira because my Tira is like not that good, but I actually gave Intimidate and Endershare a really tough time with Tira because of 6B series and just spamming that.
Right.
Stuff like that. I feel like Tira needs more of those 50-50 or those 2-hit series pokes to make her more annoying in season 2. She needs more of that. And stronger lows. Her lows suck. Like seriously, her gloomy side 1K is a problem. She needs something to poke. She needs like a pure 1K or something a little bit stronger. In both gloomy and jolly side, for players to respect Tira a lot more. I feel like Tira's not respected in neutral.
Right. Do you think we'll see more of your? Do you think we'll see more of your Tira or your Cassandra in season 2?
Definitely Cassandra. I don't feel like losing, so I'm not playing Tira.
Very fair.
So I don't really have that much of an opinion on Tira. Most of my honestly, the main reason I put her low in my tier list was because Party Wolf tells me that she's trash, and I just believe him. But also, I think not being able to mood switch like after the round is pretty bad. And the break attack thing, like how she switches to Jolly if she ever gets hit by break attack against some characters, really matters a lot. And kind of sucks. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. Like, I know her strings and stuff. Like, I know how to fight her on paper, but I don't know if I know enough about the character.
I think Tira's downfall also is that her mood switches don't really reward her. Like, it feels like she's slowly losing until she gets coda. Like, she should get tools and tricks along the way. That's why the lethal hits come along, where she gets from gloomy to jolly, where she gets to 660 and 660 plus speed. But those tools particularly aren't that strong. They can be spaced out in a lot of cases. And
baited.
Yeah. I think she's one of the. I think most characters I've generated a legitimate opinion on, but I think that Tira is one character that I have not. I think it's like Tira and like Voldo probably. I don't really have a full opinion on.
Thoughts on Taki?
Taki?
I used to think she wasn't that good, and then I played Woze's Taki like 2 weeks ago in casuals, and it was a lot.
So I think Taki used to actually not be good, but I think she's gotten a good amount of buffs, and the game system has changed in her favor. And I think Taki's very strong. Yeah. I'd rate her like maybe the bottom of top 10. 3B is absolutely. I think A6 lethal hit is one of the best lethal hits in the game because of the like myriad of applications it has. There's so many spots where you can use that. Like if you block a muscle buster with Taki, you can punish it with sidestep A6 just frame, and that's half life.
Yeah.
Like the lethal hit is half life. It's crazy. You can duck throws and punish with sidestep A6. You can post GI level 3, sidestep A6. And it doesn't even scale that much because the last hit is an unblockable that isn't technically part of the combo. So it does insane damage. Yeah, I think Taki's really good.
I thought Taki was bad until I played Willis' Taki 2 days ago or a day ago. Granted, Ivy still gives Taki some trouble, but there's been times where he does my SS and still rounds for me. From what Nathan was just talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Taki's very strong.
And her ring outs, she also has really, they're not crazy ring outs, but they're fair, and it's scary, like getting hit with a 3B into, woo, and then you get just RO from that.
Yeah.
And her soul charge is really good. I feel like
her soul charge is crazy. Rising A is ridiculous.
Yeah, Rising A is dumb. And the scary part about Taki, in my opinion, is that she hasn't been explored fully in her soul charge, and I don't know exactly how strong her soul charge is, so I would imagine like a Taki player who's a specialist and just I guess say so you guys can call him a specialist with Taki.
Yeah.
Like there's four Taki players like that are just as good as Woes going into a tournament set. That's scary. Dealing with a Taki like that, it's very dangerous. Because imagine just being punished with everything, for everything. You can't be linear. That's not allowed. You have to space her out. If you space her out, you have to be careful with 3B, because 3B still has good range, and it's I-16.
Yeah, 16 frames. Tech crouch, track one way, has crazy range, is a mix-up to punish.
She's a good character.
I do like the design after playing Wolf. My opinion has changed on her design-wise after playing Wolf in that set 2 days ago. I think her design is really solid. Her personality so much is kind of whack. I don't like it.
Remove Taki and replace her with Natsu, please. Thank you.
That would be sick.
You are
Thanks,
in
man.
too deep.
You are in too deep. Focus and release.
I think a lot of the voice acting in this game probably could have been done a little better. But I will say, Ivy's punishment time is pretty great.
It's amazing. Ah, so good.
Blade, show me your power.
I miss Siegfried's old voice acting.
Same.
Amy
No
Reed.
need for words. I speak with this.
That's a good one. Amy's voice actress redid like all her old lines, and they are just significantly worse. But it's okay. At least he's in the game.
She's able to eat. Sis is able to eat.
So I guess another character Link that you play. You used to play Grow, our everyone's favorite edgelord. What are hopes for him in season 2?
So like I think that Grow is all in all fine. It's just that the characters that are good are really, really fucked up, and he's not like fucked up like that. And I don't know if I really want him to become fucked up. Like I would rather see other characters nerfed than I would see Grow get.
That's fair.
A big reason I don't play him anymore is, well, not competitively at least. I mean, I still will occasionally whip him out in tournament, but he's definitely taken a backseat for me. A big reason I don't play him as much anymore is just that, again, I feel like there's so many characters that have like so many insane tools. It's very hard for Grow to keep up with in a lot of these, and I don't feel like he has any especially polarizing matchups that are useful to me in my character pool. So yeah, that's why I don't play him as much anymore. But I like the gameplay design. I think it's good, and he's very fun to play. So I guess all in all, I'd like to see his soul charge get stronger. Actually, there's one thing. I think his soul charge is a bit underwhelming as it is. He has very strong guard damage, but I feel like it could use more than that. Like I would like it a lot, and this might be controversial, but I would like it a lot if 1AK was faster enough that it was unreactable, but also had a significant damage decrease. Like 70-something damage is way too much for an unreactable low that has that much range and tracks. But I would also reduce the range too. But I don't know. I don't think his soul charge is very good as it is, or something to make his teleports more effective. Maybe that would be better. There's a lot of anti that makes them hard to use, I'd say. So something to make them more oppressive would be nice.
Right, and you raised an interesting point. Saiyne and I were talking about this the other day about how in this game, balance kind of seems to be like everyone's just got fucked up shit. So let's just push everyone to the point of breaking, and then since everyone can just be stupid, it's fine. Whereas in other Soul Calibur games, it seems like the norm is more bringing the top tiers down to everyone else's size.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to see happen. I think that a lot of for me, my biggest complaint about this game is all of the character design. Like, a lot of the design of the upper half of the cast doesn't really make sense to me. Yeah, like, Siegfried, Aswell, Mina, Zosselmel. Yeah, I think that a lot of those characters have very scrubby design. And
when Soul Calibur, when Cassandra came out, even granted she's not in the top 5, but she has so many tools that are so good that it makes her seem like a Soul Calibur 7 character, and I keep on saying that. And there's certain characters that just feel like they're playing a different game. Like, even though like, there are times where I'm playing Ivy, and I just feel like it doesn't matter. Granted, I think I'm good, but it doesn't matter if my opponent is that good. There's something that I can do to ring you out on. If you can't break CS, well, O2.
Yeah.
Little stuff like that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff like that, yeah.
Right.
It bothers me.
So all these good tools stacked on all these different characters, you're not being good. It doesn't matter anymore. Being good at the game is not. I'm not trying to say that, but being good doesn't matter anymore. Like, having strong control, having the ability to guess is not as. If you guess wrong, you die, and I don't like
that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like that. Like in Soul Calibur 5, granted that there was nothing scary in it except for 8, maybe some others.
And like the entire top 5, but sure.
And Viola's 2K.
And Viola's 2K bomb. I can still do that, and I'm not even a Viola.
I think that the balance in this game is a lot better than it was in 5.
You think?
My issue is not with the balance. My issue is with the character design. Yeah, dude, like, you think that someone who played like fucking Raphael could ever beat someone who played like Patroclus?
That's fair.
Like, no way. Like, the characters that were bad in Soul Calibur 5 were actually fucking bad.
Right.
But like,
there are only like 2 or 3 of those.
There are like 5, man. Like
that's actually fair.
Like Zwei, Dampier, Deviljin, if you want to count him. Raphael, Leisha, we're all pretty bad.
Like, that is fair.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because I was like a really good Leisha player, but I couldn't beat anybody after a while with Leisha. That's why I switched to BTI.
And like, yeah.
That is actually a good point because
Cervantes versus like every mid-tier character.
Okay.
I think
Cervantes in what?
I think I preferred losing in Soul Calibur 5 though, because in Soul Calibur 5 it felt more justified.
You played Viola.
I know I played Viola, but whereas in this game I kind of sometimes I feel like, oh, I guessed wrong once and now I'm dead.
Yeah, again, my issue lies with the design, not the balance. I think the balance is good. It could be better. There's some characters that I think are kind of far behind, and some characters that are too strong. But I'd say you can probably win with just about anyone in this game. And I wouldn't say that about Soul Calibur 5 at all.
You couldn't win with Zwei.
No, you could not win with like Zwei or Dampier.
Not happening.
Or probably not with Leisha or Raphael either, honestly. And I think that even with like a lot of the mid-tier characters, like say like Siegfried or Ezio or Astaroth or Shiba, like fighting a top tier was such a hill to climb, mountain to climb. Like, you pick Siegfried versus a Greek, it's like that's it.
It's impossible.
It's so hard. It's so hard. Like, yeah. And I don't
you jogged my memory.
What?
5. I remember in 5 that the Greeks were there, and then all the mid-tier characters, it was impossible to beat. I remember that.
Yeah, you had Patty Cakes, you had Alpha, Oprah, Pyrrha.
Yeah, it was very I definitely think Soul Calibur 5 balanced.
Right. And before season
You
2
made me
comes
feel
to change everything up, we have NEC, which will probably be the last season 1 tournament. What are your guys' expectations for that?
I'll let Saiyne go first.
expectations as far as myself or others.
Everything.
Let's go with
Yourself
others.
and others.
Let's start. I would hope that, or I'm looking forward to seeing how Enders will do this tournament.
Same.
Because I don't know. I don't want to scare him. I hope he doesn't take this as a negative or like play different. I want him to continue doing him, but he has. I've seen a change in him in the past like 3 times I've seen him play. It feels like a different Enders than what I'm used to. And then
very good.
shout outs to him beating Omega, because beating that guy or playing that guy past 10 games is actually extremely difficult. He beat him in the first attempt. It booms the boom crapping that. It's amazing. The thing is that Enders was just playing like he's been playing this game for years, and that's really exciting to see. The last time I've seen a player play this good was when Pardo got really good at 5, and then when Blue Boy got really good at 5. It's really a breath of fresh air when I see Enders play now, and I'm super excited for him later performances. And I think he's going to destroy people because people don't neutral anymore. So that's that on that.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how New York performs in general, especially since you have international competition. In the past, I think that with one exception, NEC has pretty much always been defended from the foreigners. The one exception being Maxu. That's out of like 7 NECs that foreigners attended, if we're counting Soul Calibur 4. So I think that skill cannot be allowed to win. As much as I love the guy and I love watching him play, but this is America.
Skill has been literally taking home gold and second place from like major tournaments this past month. We have to stop him.
Exactly. He must.
We have to stop him.
It cannot be allowed to continue. Not at NEC.
I think if anyone can do it, it's the people in this chat.
Or like Blue Boy or Woes. Or even, God damn it, why am I? This is gonna. I hope he never listens to this podcast because he's going to just freak out. But I think JJJ could do incredibly well at this tournament. I think, and once again, I hope he doesn't watch this podcast because, like, I don't want him to get nervous. I think he's one of the best players in the U.S. I think he's one of the best players in the U.S. If I made a team of the 5 best U.S. players to put in like a team international tournament, I would put JJJ on it.
That is fair because he doesn't compete a lot, but I feel like people don't realize how strong and how high level JJJ is.
He's always been so good.
He's always been so good, and he breaks down the game. I'll continue, my bad.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, when I first started out as a kid in Soul Calibur 5, he used to beat the shit out of me like mercilessly. Every single tournament I went to, every single tournament for like 3 years, the person who eliminated me was JJJ's Mitsurugi.
That's true.
Yeah, he's great. Love him.
Yeah, I think I'm very curious to see how JJJ does. I'm also, of course, very excited that Woes will be there. I'm really excited. One match in particular that I'm really excited to see is just Woes versus Skill. I think that would be a very exciting match to watch.
Oh my God, Raphael's so cool in this game.
Who do you think Woes would use?
Raph. No, I don't think he doesn't seem like he wants to play Taki in tournament.
He should though.
I think he should. I think against like Aswell he should play Taki, but I don't know. He's a bitch and I hate him. So
Taki beats up Aswell. Well, that sounds stupid, but you know what I mean. Like Taki does okay against Aswell.
From what I've heard, yeah. Aswell players say that Taki beats Aswell, so it's probably even.
Yeah.
Or maybe like slight advantage for Aswell.
Excellent.
Excellently done.
So I know that we are all experienced tournament veterans, but for anyone who maybe NEC is going to be their first tournament, or any like future tournaments that people want to attend, do you have any advice for new players trying to get competitive?
Some advice that's been sticking with me, or some thoughts that really make me a little sad, is that when I know how the new players, up and coming players feel of like asking players for sets, and I kind of get upset with players, or feel bad when they like ask like players who are better than them to play them and offer them a money match. I just feel that's super icky, and it turns gross. Like no one wants to like just take money from you. Like it makes it weird. I just feel like players should just ask for a match. Because when I remember when I was like learning the game, I just asked for a game. I did not care if they thought I sucked or not. I thought I was the shit, and that's how you should feel. And even if that's not the truth, you should feel that way, and you should ask players for matches, and don't make it that deep. It's not that deep.
Right.
I think that's good advice, especially that it's not that deep part.
It's not that deep.
But if NEC is your first tournament, welcome, and I hope you have a good time. And I guess the best advice I can give you for improving is that you have to love the game, and you have to love the game because you have to play it a lot. And if you're playing it a lot and you don't love it, you're not going to have fun, and it's going to be a job, and that's not what you want. And yeah, that's tournaments are crazy fun, and I think are a very, very good motivator for getting better. The adrenaline rush of playing a tournament match is unrivaled. Well, when you first start. So yeah, enjoy your stay.
Yeah, have fun. Have fun with
Have
that.
fun. That's definitely one of the biggest.
Have
things.
fun, but no mercy and take no prisoners.
Right.
Exactly.
I'd probably
Period.
definitely say just to make sure you enjoy yourself and not to take yourself. Obviously, do your best, but don't take yourself so seriously. I definitely say like we're a community here in the Calibur community, and we want everyone to feel welcome. So
Yeah,
just
it's
come
not
be
that
yourself.
big of a deal if you don't win your first
We're
tournament.
all a bunch of nerds playing a video game, so
You know what? Here's one last bit of insight I have on this. A lot of times I'll see someone say something like, "Oh God, I have like Zefukai in my past, right?" Or like some other really good player. Like, oh man, that sucks. But I think that is not how you should approach it, if that's how you're thinking of it. Because if you are a complete unknown player, if it's your first tournament, and you are fighting someone who is established as being good, you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain from that tournament match. If you lose, no one cares, because you haven't made like a name for yourself yet, right? But if you win, it's a huge upset. Now everyone wants to know who you are. And you've like bursted onto the scene. So I think you should always take a match with like a high-level player as a good opportunity to make a name for yourself.
It's basically a golden ticket
Yeah,
to the
I agree.
Wonka factory. Basically, so
I'm actually the most terrified of tournament matches against people that like haven't like made a name for themselves yet, because it's again, I have nothing really to gain from it.
that's great advice.
So yeah.
in an objective standpoint.
Yeah.
So then, last few questions. These are from Twitter, from your many fans. The first one we went over a little bit, but it's from Amy Lionheart, and it's what are your opinions on the new meta and battle systems for the game so far? So things like neutral focus, stage size, reversal edge, soul charge, vulnerable rolling, so like moves tracking while downed, moves tracking in general, and occasional wall combos, etc.
That's a lot of stuff.
It is a lot of stuff.
I actually answered that question if you guys want me to go in.
Sure.
Sure.
So, I've been Lionheart. This question is loaded, first off.
I agree.
Let's get into it. I was talking about this before, but I feel like the neutral focus in Soul Calibur is kind of iffy right now, because there's an abundance of tools that players have with their characters. So I think you have to look at it like this. There's a candy in the candy store, and the candy that you want is Sour Patch Watermelon. And that's the neutral candy. That is the candy that you buy. It's first sour then sweet. You want neutral. even though that wasn't the question, there's more stuff to it. Next, I would say that stage awareness is very important in this game if you want to win sets, because I feel like a lot of the time when I'm watching a set or I'm losing, it's because I wasn't mindful of being rung out or being backed up to a wall. So you want that also. And lastly, the last tidbit of the question I'm going to answer is that, what should we say? Let me answer your question in Ivy's perspective. The point of what am I going to say? Let's continue this. Going back to neutral focus.
Okay.
Let's just X the question out. It's too much.
All right, then.
All right,
Yeah.
Sorry, Amy Lion.
Sorry, that question's a lot.
If I were to answer it.
Meta? Yeah.
I think I already answered that pretty much with the previous question.
You did.
But I don't know. I like Soul Calibur 6. If that's what it seems like that's what the question is. I think I have a lot of problems with the game, but I like Soul Calibur 5, and I had a lot of problems with that game too. I can have problems with the game and still like it.
Right. So the next question comes from Malice. What do you like/dislike about Soul Calibur 6 compared to Soul Calibur 5?
Okay, so the main thing that I like about Soul Calibur 6 compared to there's two things that I mainly like, and they're pretty obvious. There's no Just Guard, and movement isn't -20.
Trash. I love Just Guard.
I both of those things.
You guys are just like wrong. You're just objective. Like that is Stockholm syndrome, right there. That is actual Stockholm syndrome. Those were not good things. Those are not good mechanics.
I love being -20 when I quick start.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Stop it. Yeah, so those are the two things that Soul Calibur 6 has granted me that I am the most grateful for. I'm glad to have movement in the game. Soul Calibur 6's movement is so crisp. I love it.
Yes.
The movement in this game feels so much better. I remember.
Oh my god, yes.
I remember the first time I played Soul Calibur 5 since 6 came out. It was last NEC, and I was playing Blue Boy, and like, we were doing a button check because those were a thing in that game. That's another thing I'm grateful for. Button checking characters like, and I just backstepped, and I was like, "What the fuck was that? What just happened?" I was so confused because movement was so much worse in that game. So that's something I'm really grateful for being fixed. One thing that's fantastic about this game is that Namco cares. They're actually supporting us. We have so many patches. They're supporting us with tournaments and stuff, and it's fantastic. It's all I ever wanted from Soul Calibur, just for Namco to give a shit. And they really do this time. And I'm so grateful for that.
It feels so good that they care, because that LCQ, I was crying.
Yes.
I was like, this is a magical moment.
Yes. And I think they're a great thing. Yeah, I think there are great things for Soul Calibur in store in the future.
We love you, Namco.
Yes.
We do love you, Namco. Thank you for saving us.
Yes, but you also, please remove as well.
Please. Trash character.
Anyway, I'm not entirely done. Not entirely done. There are some things that I don't like about Soul Calibur 6 compared to 5. I think that Soul Calibur 5 had a lot more oppressive frame data. Like, it was incredibly uncommon to have like an AA or a BB that was not like +4, +6, +5 on hit. And that's much rarer in this game. The frame data is very...
I miss 2Ks.
It's almost like Soul Calibur 4. It's not nearly as bad as Soul Calibur, but it's not... there is a noticeable lack of significant plus frames. There's a lot of stuff that's minus on hit. 2Ks are -4, which bothers me a lot. So I'd like to see like strong, like a frame data that was more oppressive. I'd like to see it when you get hit, you have to actually act like you just got hit, instead of like it being more of a, like, I think that Soul Calibur 5 was very mashy, but this game is also very mashy in a different way, and I don't like either of those ways. So I wish that this game had more oppressive frame data. I think that's my best answer to the question. Also, bring back Sly.
What was the question again? Difference of, like,
what do you dislike about Soul Calibur 6 compared to Soul Calibur 5?
I'm starting to really like Soul Charge.
Oh.
Because, no, I sound crazy as hell, but Sam is always talking about how people don't know how to use Soul Charge, and he said it in the set with me in Megazos, and he says that the person who wins Soul Charge is generally the person who pops Soul Charge second, or waits for the other guy to waste his Soul Charge. And I never thought, and I tested it against Woes and other people, and I realized that I am playing a lot smarter when I don't panic when someone pops Soul Charge, and I wait to pop Soul Charge halfway out of them running out of Soul Charge. So it creates like it creates like a little mini game in Soul Calibur, and I really like that addition. I don't like when I'm losing, getting bodied to Soul Charge, and just losing.
To pop it, yeah.
So that's my like of Soul Calibur. It adds like a little mini game, a death game, if you should say. I also like in Soul Calibur 6 the freedom that I get with Ivy. I feel so free with this character. I can do what I want. I can play how I want any given day. I don't have to have a flow chart like I did in SC5, and that's so pretty. In SC5, I feel like what the game lacked was the freedom or creativity to do what you want, and that's really important if you want to do well. Unless you're Viola, that's the T. And also, I kind of like that. I also miss the combos, the wall combos in SC5.
Oh my god!
Listen, Ivy had 170 damage.
I know.
2 bars, so pretty.
I remember.
I miss that.
Garbage.
Viola didn't have that good wall combos, I don't think.
Nah.
No, but like,
I guess she had really good everything else, but
like you get wall splat by like Shiba, Tira, Apat, fucking yeah, you're dead. It's over. Nightmare.
Also miss the stage.
Nightmare.
I will say, getting wall splat by Siegfried in this game is no fun either.
No, it's definitely not. That's too strong.
Yeah. What about you, Herbie?
Oh, what do I like / dislike?
Yeah.
I dislike that Viola is not in this game.
I thought you said you liked Amy more.
I like Amy more, but I miss
You said you
being
only
team.
played. You said you only played Amy, but you said you only played Viola because she was Amy.
That is true.
That is true.
Soul Calibur 5 was my first competitive game, and Viola was my first competitive character. So I miss her sometimes. I thought one. I do. I thought 1B would be like enough to fill like the 2K sized hole in my heart, but it's definitely not. So I also miss my character being busted.
I mean, Amy's pretty good.
She's good. She is good, but
she's not Viola good.
She's not Viola.
No, she's not Viola good.
Another thing I definitely miss is 4-4A Brave Edge.
Of course you do.
That's toxic. Oh my god.
I miss having a step killer. I know 4AA is really good, but I miss having a step killer that like will really stop people from stepping. So,
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I miss the stages, definitely. I feel like Soul Calibur 5 had a really good variety of stages.
I just missed the number of stages.
Right. The stained glass windows was my favorite. I hope they bring back something similar, like where you can break windows. But that's casual in me speaking. And yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of what I miss. I guess one thing that I don't like about Soul Calibur 6 in comparison to Soul Calibur 5 that I mentioned briefly earlier is how in this game, if you guess wrong once, you can kind of just die and explode immediately, whereas in Soul Calibur 5, you definitely had to...
Yeah, in Soul Calibur 5, that never happened, ever.
Okay, with the exclusion of Viola, but...
Yeah.
And Algol, and Apat, but...
And not even Algol. Algol, like... Okay, he couldn't, like, force it. Like, it was with punishes and stuff.
Right, yeah, that's fair. I guess I just would.
But yes, Apat did that too, because... He could walk. Oh my god! What the fuck? Never mind. It doesn't matter. Apat was retarded.
I just want to say about Apat. I fought. Oh my god! What's the French player's name again? Goldshad. I fought Goldshad in tournament at an NEC once, and he did 2K like 5 times in a row, and I blocked it like the last 3 times, and I tried to punish, and I couldn't.
Oh yeah, his full crouch 2K was safer at certain ranges.
It was so toxic, but
Yeah, it was
I hope
minus
that
13. It was minus 13 instead of 14 at certain ranges, and the ranges weren't even consistent.
yeah,
Like at long range, it was minus 14, and at close range, it was minus 14. But like, there's like a middle range where it was minus 13.
I hope they buff 2Ks on hit in season 2.
I do too. I do too.
That was my strategy in 5. It doesn't work. 2K,
It
2K,
2K 2K used to be a strategy, but so next question. This one's also from Malice, which is I think it's a good one. It's a cute question. What do you guys think about your rivalry in Soul Calibur 6 being the two best from New York?
I feel a lot. What can I say? What could I say? This question is old news, but I still think it's a good question. I think that Nathan is currently better than me, and I definitely hope to change that in Season 2, and that's it. That's all I can say about it.
I guess I don't know. I enjoy it a lot. I remember like the first few months of the game when Josh, you were going to locals a lot more. It was very cerebral, like constantly thinking of ways to beat you.
Yeah.
And Ivy, because that character was broken.
The character is dumb.
And that was a lot of, I don't know about fun, because I hated Ivy, but I don't know. I really enjoy our rivalry. I really enjoy it.
It's nice though. I will say a positive thing. It's really nice to, like, we've been grinding Soul Calibur together since 5. We are going to be destroying everyone in 6 tries. And it's really nice when I make it to Grand Finals.
Yeah,
from
I remember
bracket and meet Nathan on stage in Grand Finals.
Yeah, because I remember at the end of after NEC 17, which was I guess the last really big NEC for Soul Calibur 5, the one that Max won. Saiyne and I were on the bus back to the bus station. Confusing, I know, but we had to take several buses to get back home. So yeah, we were riding that together, and it was after the tournament. Neither of us were that great at the time. Like neither of us got into top 8 that tournament, or even out of pools.
I did.
But I remember we had a conversation about the game and all that, and we both, by the end of the conversation, decided that we were going to be really, really fucking good together. And then next tournament we were both at, we were in grand finals.
Yeah, we were not playing. We had enough. Like, we were like, listen, we want this. So yeah. It's really, really beautiful that that conversation came into it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I'll definitely say my answer to this question. My thoughts on your rivalry.
What? Your thoughts on our rivalry?
Yeah, my thoughts on your rivalry. Well, I mean, like, you know, we all started out in Soul Calibur 5 together, and we were like the young crowd, you know. And I just remember that, like, when you started kind of like dominating the Soul Calibur 5 scene, I remember every single tournament, like, Saiyne and I would message each other, like, all right, we can't fucking let Nathan win again. Like, we have to stop him.
I only won twice.
We have to stop him. Like,
I only won twice.
And, what was I going to say? And then I guess coming from that, I haven't been able to come to as many tournaments, so I kind of feel like, you know, you guys are Naruto and Sasuke, and I'm like Sakura, kind of watching from the sidelines. But hopefully that can change this upcoming NEC because I will be there. So watch out for my Amy.
Watch out for your ankles. You will get stuck.
Watch your ankles. Watch your toes. So then now there's a couple questions left. They're mainly kind of meme questions, but I'm gonna ask them anyways. Link, what kind of conditioner do you use?
I don't use conditioner.
Perfect. Who do you guys
Just shampoo.
What brand of shampoo? Are you gonna get
whatever
sponsored?
My mom buys. I actually don't know offhand. It's whatever my mom buys.
Who do you think's gonna win between Dell and Malice this weekend?
No one. The people will lose.
I'll take it. Wow, all these questions. Link, does height plus length equal power?
Yes.
Saiyne, which was better, Luxor or Hard Rock Hotel?
I think Hard Rock Hotel had a really cool design aspects. Like the paintings are really nice, and the statues are really nice, and the whole vibe of the hotel was really nice. But I think Luxor and the quality of the room. But Hard Rock had really nice rooms. I'm gonna say 50-50. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's it.
They both suck. Vegas is awful.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I've said my piece.
What do you guys think about the up and coming New York scene? So someone mentioned the Aswell player who goes to NLBC sometimes, or the other girl.
That you know that the people who I've seen these. Okay, the person who asked these questions were the people. Never mind.
That's kind of funny.
Yes.
So Joe Vargas and Geist. What do you think about?
Geist isn't even from New York. Geist lives in Connecticut, and he's gone to NLBC like twice.
Damn.
What the fuck, Geist?
Exposed.
Anyways, Joe, you suck. Stop throwing swords.
Please stop throwing swords. Please.
As for the others, I think that Enders and Incendiate have a lot of potential, and I think that they will eventually start consistently top 8ing and eventually even winning major tournaments. I think that Ramon has that capability in him, but he just doesn't have the fire anymore, and so he won't commit to doing that. So I think that as long as that's the case, then he will be a top 16, maybe 7th place kind of guy. Thermidor sucks. Yeah, just kidding. Thermidor doesn't suck, but I think he has the same thing as Ramon.
Master. Oh, what do you think, Saiyne? I forgot you're also in New York.
I think that I was watching Yoki play.
Oh yeah, Yoki too.
The other day, and I remember how Yoki played a year ago, or whenever she first started, and I remember it's vivid. It was not pretty. However, I will say when I was watching her match yesterday, a match from August from NLBC Grand Final, I could really follow her playstyle. It was very flushed out. She did things that made sense. She was trying to bait third. Everything that she did made logic. She had a game plan and everything, and I will say she came far. Now she played, and she's grinding, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool to have female representation in the scene. I think it's very, very important.
Yeah.
What else? And it's really cool that the NLBC is so strong. A year later, we're even stronger, which is weird. It's the support is immense, and whoever's listening and watches NLBC, thank you for supporting. And I don't even remember the original question.
No worries. Yeah, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, just that. I think that the learning environment that is cultivated at NLBC is strong enough that I think anyone who consistently attends the locals will absolutely improve as a player. And I think that everyone who's been attending for a while has improved. I remember when Dell first came to NLBC, she was actually garbage. She was so bad, it was crazy. I was shocked. I didn't realize that that was possible. But then, it's really just impressive how far Zosselnel has carried her. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, she's gotten a lot better. And a few months later, she's definitely a pretty solid player. And I think that's same with everyone. Kuro 8 has gotten so much better since he started coming. Hyrule Hero Joe has gotten so much better since he started coming. Chelsea has gotten so much better since she started coming. I think it's a very good environment for learning, and I think anyone who has the drive could become good from that learning environment.
Yeah, I think it's very important to attend local because the quality of practice far exceeds playing online. Because there was a moment in time where Nathan and we were like, yo, let's go to this local, and we would hit up the break shout out to the break.
Yeah, I missed the break.
Calibur. I missed the break immensely.
I really wish they would. I really wish people would show up to that.
Same. I think it was really important that people continue, but it's kind of unfortunate that
I agree.
no one.
I think it's very unfortunate.
Yeah, but like at the beginning of the game, I never lapped Soul Calibur 6. All I would do was like, yo, Nathan, let's go to the break. Let's go to NLBC. And we did this for like 20 weeks straight. There was times where I went to the break or NLBC and Nathan didn't. Like I was like a cracked out, like local attender. And the amount of practice I got off offline matches is insane. To the point, if you look up, like I play the most offline local sets, like recorded on 8-way. I don't know about now, but the point of it is I'm saying that my practice was with only the NLBC guys and the break guys, and practice was really good. And I did not lap, and I was able to do well in tournaments because of them. Like the practice is really good, guys. So if you have a local that's nearby, please go, because I will say it could help you in a spot in a tournament set. You will see that you're far more stronger than you are than just playing online. And that's all I'll say on that.
Yeah.
Chicken nuggets. Heart sign.
The last question I have was from Master CJ, but we already kind of answered it. It was, how was Season 1 in your opinion, and how could Season 2 be better?
Yeah, I think we pretty much already answered that.
We did.
Oh, I know.
Season 2
I wrote down something very, very deep on Season 1 before we hop. I think that the deletion of Ash, it's all that Soul Calibur 6. So,
it would be very helpful.
But Season 2, you guys start.
Well, you heard it here, folks. As well,
I guess let me just
deleted for Season 2.
To just give my brief thoughts. I'm actually not excited for anything in particular in Season 2. To be honest, I mean, I'm mostly just happy that it's happening because it means that Namco, again, they actually care about us and they're actually supporting the game, and that means so much to me. At the same time, though, I'm really, really not looking forward to having to relearn the game again, and I really, really hope that it doesn't come out until after EVO Japan, which I know it probably won't happen. It'll probably come out before EVO Japan, but I can dream. I really don't want to have to relearn the game in a month.
Hey, remember we used to complain about patches? Or what'd you say, Irving?
What?
No, what'd you say? I didn't catch you.
Oh, I said hopefully it comes out on Thanksgiving.
What?
Yeah, the day before NEC.
That's tough.
I mean, I'm sure it won't be run if it does.
No, but I hope it does come out. I'm ready. I'm ready for some change.
Yeah, you're not going to EVO Japan, so it doesn't matter. But it sure matters to me. I'm so sick of relearning this game, dude. Like, they've stopped patching it for a few months. Like, you know, they've stopped making major balance patches for a few months, and that's just been great, actually.
Yeah.
I miss patch 1. Auto-GIing.
All right, well, I had a good time on this call. I'll talk to everyone later.
Where can everyone find you?
Find me on the Twatters, Linkorz with an underscore at the end. I promise I'll stream one day. My Twitch is the same.
Same?
One day.
One day. So you can find me on @Saiyne, SAIYNE SC. I stream now, and it's the same thing. And I stream Calibur, I stream Mirror's Edge, and I plan to stream Resident Evil, but that's all in the works. I also want to thank Herbie. Is it at Ninja Guy 44?
It is. Yes.
Ninja Guy 446. Thank you very much.
446. Yeah, this podcast has been really cool, and I thank him for bringing me on. It's been really fun.
Yes, thank you, Ninja Gaiden.
Of course. I had a lot of fun.
Give him a follow.
Please.
He's off.
I need the clout. Yes, but thank you all so much for joining us today for the CaliburCast. My name's Ninja Guy 446, and I'll see you guys next time.
All right. Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.